I'm fine. Thanks for asking. And you?
I'm fine, thank you. Um, just woke up and I just did a private tutoring lesson, but woke up shortly before that, so I'm still wearing my glasses. Um, so special treat today.
Mhm.
Gina, hello.
Hello,
How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. It's a
Good.
long time I don't see you.
Yeah, I was going to say long time no see. Um, Glad you're here.
Thank you. For me too.
Good, good. And let's see. Um, I don't know if I'm going to say this right. Kazi?
Yes. Hi, teacher. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And where are you from?
I'm from Pakistan.
Pakistan. Wonderful. It's nice to meet you. Welcome to class.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great. And Ahmed, hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good, good. And have we met before?
Yeah, many times.
Okay, I'm sorry. Your name is so common and there's no picture. Um, so it's hard to remember. Welcome. Glad you're here. All right. So this is idioms and writing. The idea is to learn new idioms and practice them right away through writing. So first, I will introduce 3 new idioms. I'll read examples, give you time for questions about the idioms, and then we'll take about 5 minutes to write a paragraph or a few sentences using the idioms in context. Okay, then we'll look through everybody's writing, expand our usage of the idioms by looking at everyone's examples, and then hopefully repeat the process with 3 more idioms. So that's the idea. So let's get started right away. I'm going to go to the idioms. I believe I haven't done this one before with anyone. This idiom is jump the gun. To jump the gun. To jump the gun means to be hasty or to do something sooner than you should. So here's our example. Denise was planning on telling her grandparents that the doctor said she was going to have twins. But when her dad found out, he jumped the gun and told them before Denise could say a word. He was so excited that he became hasty and revealed the news before Denise had a chance to tell them. Right? So to jump the gun is any time you do something sooner than you should. To be hasty. Any questions on this idiom? This one is very commonly used. Another example might be I was supposed to go into the office on Wednesday, but I jumped the gun and went in Tuesday to start early. Something like that. Jumped the gun. Our second one is scratch someone's back. Here's the literal meaning. but our idiomatic meaning is to return a favor. If you scratch someone's back, you are returning a favor. So here's our example. Hey, B, I need some help stacking these boxes. Would you please give me a hand? Okay, and I need some help tidying up the house. How about your helping me after that? Okay. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. I know you don't like doing housework, but I'll help you with the boxes if you promise to return the favor. No problem. I'll even do the windows. All right, so if you're scratching someone's back, you are doing a favor in return. This idiom is commonly used in this exact expression. If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. That means if you do a favor for me, I'll do a favor for you. Any questions on this idiom? All right, and our third idiom, hit the ceiling. The ceiling is, of course, the top part of a room. Here's our literal meaning, hit the ceiling. If you hit the ceiling, you become very angry. Don's father hit the ceiling when he was informed that his son had been detained by the police for disorderly conduct. He became violently angry, since he had often warned his son not to keep company with that group of boys. All right, so if you hit the ceiling, you are extremely, very angry. Any questions on this idiom? All right, so 3 idioms. Jump the gun, scratch someone's back, hit the ceiling. Try to remember those because it's time for a pop quiz. We will go now to the Google Doc. The link is in the chat. And first we will put the idioms at the top. So let's see. I'll call on someone. Raphael, do you remember the first idiom?
It's
Starts with the word jump.
jump the gun.
Yes, excellent. Jump the gun. All right, and do you remember what it means?
To be hasty.
Yeah, to be hasty, to do something sooner than you should. Good. Second one, let's see. Oh my goodness, Ken, hello.
Yes, hello.
How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you again.
Long time no see.
Yeah, long time no see.
Good, what a good class. Lots of people here. All right, so jump the gun. Our second one, let's see. Gina, do you remember the second one?
Scratch someone's back.
Good, and do you remember what it means?
To return a favor.
Exactly. Very good. And our third one, let's see. Ahmed, do you remember our third one?
To hit the ceiling. It means to become very angry.
Exactly. Excellent. To become very angry. All right, these are our 3 idioms. So now everyone, you'll go to the Google Doc, start by putting your name on top, and then underneath you'll just write a few sentences or a dialogue or a paragraph. You can be creative or not, that's up to you. But just try to use these in context. So use them in a way where the meaning is clear. We'll start with about 5 minutes to write. But if we need more time, no problem. Okay? All right, so everyone go ahead to the document, and 5 minutes starts now. Okay, that was about 5 minutes, but I see most of us are still writing. Let's add a few more minutes on there. So keep writing, about 3 more minutes. All right. So that was another 3 minutes. If you are still writing, that's fine. Keep writing. We'll start with mine, and then we'll go to someone who is finished. So I'm just going to read mine to give you a few more examples of how these idioms are used. I did 3 separate sentences today. Fred tried to wait until Christmas to ask Bonita to marry him, but he jumped the gun and asked her on Thanksgiving instead. Second one. I'm not going to tell the boss that you're sick. I always scratch your back, and you never scratch mine, and I'm sick of it. And the third one, and this is a true story. When my boyfriend woke up and found out that our roommate had left a tray of ice melting on his laptop, he hit the ceiling, yelling at our roommate and threatening to throw him out the window. All right. Any questions on my examples? All right. Let's head on to yours then. So when it's your turn, you will read your example, and then we'll go through, correct any errors, talk about the examples, and go on. So let's see. V, hello.
Hi, Stephanie. It's been ages.
Yes, it's been a very long time. This is a
Yeah.
good class. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank
Good.
you.
Great.
Actually, I've seen your classes, but all of them were too late or too early for me.
Oh
So
no.
I couldn't make it. Yeah, maybe my early morning, from
I,
midnight to early morning, so I couldn't make it.
oh, I see. So this is a good time then.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, good. So my morning or almost midday here.
yeah.
Well, good. I'll try
Your
to start.
morning? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's 10:24 here in New York.
Oh, so we are 12 hour apart.
Oh
Nice,
wow.
nice.
You're in
And
the
here in 24 p.m.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it today.
Yeah.
And it looks like you finished your example. So will you be
Mhm.
willing to read yours first?
Yeah. I'm having a test next Wednesday, so this week I have had a lot of things on my plate, so I wasn't able to study all of them. However, I still want to ace my test, so I decided to jump the gun to finish other stuff by this Friday. Then I could save my weekends for study. Because I have been busy the whole week, so I asked my roommate to scratch my back to do cleaning, then I'll scratch hers next week. Nevertheless, she hit the ceiling because this is the fifth time I've asked her for help. I asked for her help in the last 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Uh, in time, I may have to do all by myself.
All right. Great. Excellent. So a nice connected paragraph with all three examples. Great.
But I'm not sure about the tense, the verb tense.
Well, let's look at it. We're going to go through. So now I'll go through and correct any mistakes. The verb tense is correct. Actually, that's one of the first things I noticed. Good use of the present perfect here. So I am having a test next Wednesday, future. But this week I have had a lot of things on my plate. So I was unable to study for. We need for here. Oh, wait. For all. Oh, wait. Hang on. Study for the test or study for the other things on the plate?
The test.
Okay, so then let's say for I was unable to study for it. Okay. However, I still want to ace my test, so I decided to jump the gun and finish other stuff by this Friday. So then I could save my weekends for studying. Good. Yep. No errors in tense. And this is a good use of jump the gun, doing things ahead of time. Jump the gun, usually it's with something that has some sort of specific deadline. So stuff, I'm assuming, is other homework, other tasks that need to be completed. So good use of our first idiom there. Next up, because I have been busy the whole week. Oops. No, so there. Because I've been busy the whole week, I asked my roommate to scratch my back by doing the cleaning. So that's our chore or our favor. By doing the cleaning, then I'll scratch hers next week. Good use of that idiom. And it usually is two people, so it will occur twice like this. Great. And nevertheless, she hit the ceiling because this is the fifth time I've asked for her help in the last 2 weeks. In time, I may have to do it all by myself. Great. Yep, so a third idiom, perfect usage. Of course, she'd be pretty angry after all these favors.
Yeah, but because this is the fifth time, or this was the fifth time, I'm not sure about the tense.
I think it's good with is because we're in the present for a lot of this, right? The present perfect here is still present. Present perfect here is still we're in the present. So yeah, I'd say is better than was.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, great. Yeah, excellent examples. Does anyone have any other questions on Vi's examples? All right, let's continue. So Ahmed, you're up next. If you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Great, go ahead.
Okay. I woke up today at 6 a.m. and I had to jump the gun to finish a lot of work, but I had found my car was broken down, so I asked my friend to scratch my back and fix the car for me because I used to do the same with him, but he could not fix the car. That's made me hit the ceiling and I had to take a taxi to go work to finish what I had to do.
All right, great. Thank you, Ahmed. Excellent. So again, a connected example paragraph. Let's look at them. I woke up today at 6 a.m. and this will always be capitalized when it's a word. I had to jump the gun to finish a lot of work, but I had found my car was. I'm just going to stop this sentence there. All right, so this idiom here tells me that you had a lot of work to do, and jumping the gun means you got up earlier than normal. Is that correct?
No,
Nope.
I mean that I had a lot of work and I want to finish this work.
Okay.
Real, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. So I think we have to change something with this idiom. Um, hmm. Let's come back to this one. This
Okay.
idiom's a little trickier than I like. So let's come back to that. Let's look at our next sentence. But I had found my car was broken down, so I asked my friend to scratch my back and fix the car because I used to do the same for him. Good. This is a very good usage of this idiom. So we usually say, I asked my friend to scratch my back, and then we say what the favor is, usually. So great usage there, very nice.
Okay.
But he could not fix the car. We can either say that made me hit the ceiling, or we can say that is what made me hit the ceiling.
Okay.
So that's what made me hit the ceiling, and I had to take a taxi to go to work to finish what I had to do. Third idiom, very good. It's clear that after your friend said no to fixing your car, you became very angry and finally got a taxi to go to work. So great usage there. This one, let's come back to. Jump the gun is usually when we not just do something early, but do something before we are supposed to do that thing.
Okay.
So let's see, here's what we could do. I woke up today at 6 a.m. and I wanted to jump the gun and finish a lot of work. I think that gets at the meaning you were looking for, right? You wanted to get work done before it was supposed to be finished?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. This is how we would say that. I wanted to jump the gun and finish a lot of work. Great, that was a tricky one, but very good. Nice paragraph there. Any questions on Ahmed's paragraph? All right, great. All right, Gina, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
I decided to prepare a cake, but I jumped the gun, pulling it out of the oven before it was well cooked. I was too hasty to eat it.
Excellent.
Yesterday morning, I had to do a lot of commissions and I needed a car for going around the city. Since my car was broken, I asked my neighbor to borrow me his car. I scratched his back many times so that it was time for him to return the favor. When I see a dog abandoned on the roadside, I hit the ceiling. I can't understand how humans can be so cruel.
All right, great. Thank you, Gina. 3 separate examples, all looking very good. So let's look at that first one. Good situation. I decided to prepare a cake, but I jumped the gun by pulling it out of the oven before it was well cooked. I was too hasty to eat it. This is great. I really wouldn't change anything. This is an excellent example of jumping the gun, doing something before you are supposed to. And often it can ruin something, right? It's a little bit of a bad connotation on that. I guess the only thing I would change is instead of saying well cooked, I would say finished. But that's just a personal taste, I think. Great. The second one, again, borrowing a car. I had to do a lot of commissions and I needed a car for going around the city. Since my car was broken, I asked my neighbor to borrow me his car. I think here we need loan. This is actually, in my dialect of English, this is acceptable. But I'm hearing all my grammar teachers correct me and tell me I need to say loan. So let's say loan there. I asked my neighbor to loan me his car. And then I think we'll put this in the past perfect. I had scratched his back many times. So now it was time for him to return the favor. Great. Excellent example, again, of this idiom. Doing favors for each other, great usage. And the third one, another good situation for hitting the ceiling. When I see a dog abandoned on the roadside, I hit the ceiling. I can't understand how humans can be so cruel. Perfect. I wouldn't change anything. All right, so any questions on Gina's examples? And hello, Anna Carolina.
Hello, Stephanie.
I just switched back to my Hangout screen. Welcome.
Thank you. Today I could get home early because I was attending a lecture given by the city hall and they finished early.
Oh, nice. Well, I was wondering where you were.
Well, some days this time is my lunch time, but today I arrived home late for lunch, but I'm free the rest of the day.
Well, great. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it. And it looks like you are already doing your example, so wonderful. Let's get back to it. So Gina, excellent, thank you. Ken, your turn.
Okay. He often hits the ceiling, so everybody was scratches back not to get into trouble with him. As a result, he often jumped the gun about important issues because he didn't get correct information for too much scratching his back by others.
Yeah, good. All right, so connected example with all three. Very nice. Our first one, hits the ceiling. So talking about his regular personality, he often hits the ceiling. He often gets angry. So everybody, I think we'll say everybody scratches his back.
Yes.
Not to get in order. Oh, let's see. So everybody scratches his back. So they don't. Let's do that. It just makes it a little clearer. So they don't get into trouble with him. Good usage of both. So he's kind of an angry person in general. So people do favors all the time. Good. In this sense, we're missing kind of the idea of returning favors, but this is good usage. We would hear this. So in an instance like this, there may not be that meaning of return. Good. As a result, he often, let's see, we're in present. He often jumps the gun about important issues because he didn't get correct information from others for too much scratching his back by others. Good. Let's see. He often jumps the gun about important issues. So this usage tells me he makes decisions on important issues before he knows all the facts. Is that correct?
Yeah, and maybe, yeah.
Good. You know, if that's the meaning you intended, then that's a good usage. Good. So and I think we can use on and about. We interchange them a lot, but I think this one jumps the gun on important issues, because jumps the gun involves kind of like making a decision or taking an action. So as a result, he often jumps the gun on important issues because he doesn't get correct information, since actually we could say on account of too much back scratching.
Back scratching, okay.
I like that. I like that idea. And the phrasing is a fun one there. Good. So all three idioms used correctly here. Nice example. Any questions?
Maybe writing in present form is clear or ordinary.
Yeah, I think what happened is, I think you just switched. I think your first idiom was in present, and then you went to past. Yeah. So I just changed it to present to match this one. But you could put it all in past if you want. Good, great. All right. Let's hear one more. Anna, your turn.
Okay. I was not prepared to give a presentation, but I jumped the gun and did it anyway. My friends helped me and told me, I'm helping you now, so I hope in the future you will scratch my back. An envious colleague had hit the ceiling because he was expecting me to do badly. I arrived late in Stephanie's class, but I jumped the gun and wrote my sentences in a hurry.
Good, great. And you did get them ready fast. I'm impressed. So let's look at this. I was not prepared to give a presentation, but I jumped the gun and did it anyway. So jumped the gun. some things we have to look a little closer at this one. This kind of includes like a deadline of some sort, or an expected time when this action would occur. So I think if we change this word to supposed to. I was not supposed to give a presentation today, but I jumped the gun and did it anyway. There, now I think it's a great usage. You were supposed to give it next Wednesday, but you jumped the gun and did it today. My friend helped me and told me, I am helping you now, so I hope in the future you scratch my back. Great usage. Wouldn't change anything. Perfect usage there. You scratch my back. And the third one, an envious colleague had hit the ceiling because he was expecting me to do badly. And I arrived late to Stephanie's class, but I jumped the gun and wrote my sentences in a hurry. This one is a little strange again for the deadline idea. We need to change it a little to include kind of that you were expected to do them at a later time. I arrived late to Stephanie's class. Let's see, you would jump the gun if you, say if you were supposed to go third, but you went first. That would be jumping the gun. So I'm not, let's see, we can just change, let's see, I arrived late to Stephanie's class. Why don't we say, but I didn't jump the gun. I waited my turn. But I didn't jump the gun. I wrote my sentences and waited my turn.
Could you clarify the meaning?
Yeah, this one is a tricky one. Jump the gun is really doing something earlier than you should. Like, I should apply to university by December 1st, but I jumped the gun and applied in July. I was supposed to give him his present on his birthday, but I jumped the gun and gave it to him for Christmas. So it's not just early, but earlier than you were supposed to, or earlier than you should. And sometimes it can be bad. In fact, in a lot of ways, it can be a bad thing, a mistake. Does that clarify a little?
Yes, thank you. I wrote that because I thought that I was not supposed to get the meaning, you know?
Yes, that makes sense. Good. That's how we clarify these and build deeper meaning with the idioms. All right. Any questions from anyone on our examples at this point?
No for Anna, but I don't know the meaning of on account of.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So I just, this means because of. Yeah, so I could replace this with because of. Yeah, on account of is a little bit more old-fashioned, actually. I wouldn't recommend using it in spoken English, but you might use it in written English. Great question. All right. So, we're running low on time, but we are going to try a speed round. We'll just do one more idiom and just one quick example. We'll go through it. So bonus quick round. I actually feel like we've done this one before. Yes, my glasses. Anna Carolina, have we done fork over before?
I don't think so.
Okay, great. Then we probably haven't. Let's do this one. Fork over. Here's the literal meaning using a fork. To fork over means to hand over or to give, usually reluctantly. You don't want to. Here's our example. Hey, Dan, how come you're looking so sad? It's nothing, really. I unexpectedly bumped into Ralph, and he asked me to fork over the $10 I owed him. Did he expect you to pay him back right then and there? Yes, he did. It was all the money I had, and I had to hand it over to him. Don't complain. After all, he did you a favor by lending it to you in the first place. So if someone is forking something over, they're giving something, they probably don't want to. It's usually money or something valuable. So to fork over is to hand over or to give. Any questions on this idiom? All right, let's quickly go back to our document. We'll write just one sentence or one quick example for this. I'll type it up at the top too. Fork over, to hand over, give. You usually don't want to. All right, we're going to take a very strict, only 2 minutes to write your example. Everyone, ready, set, go. All right, time's up. Strict time limit now. If you're still writing, that's okay. Keep writing. We'll go to who's finished first. I'll read mine just quickly. The police apprehended the jewel thief, but couldn't get him to fork over the jewels. All right, let's go to V or Vi. V?
Yeah, we.
All right. Oh, are you? It looks like you're finished. At least you got the idiom in there. So,
Yeah, I did.
okay. You did or didn't finish? I'm sorry.
I did
Did.
already finished.
Okay. Will you read it for us?
Okay. I borrowed a keyboard from my cousin to practice finger techniques. However, yesterday she claimed it back without any announcement in advance. So I had no choice but brought her up the keyboard. I might encounter the miserable days ahead.
Good. Good. This is so fork over. So I had no choice, but we would use the infinitive here, but to fork
Yeah, over.
over, and we would not, we could say fork it over, or fork over the keyboard. If we want to indicate that it's hers, we could say, I had no choice but to fork over her keyboard. But yeah, this is how we'll use it. So I had no choice but to fork over the keyboard. Great usage. Good example. Not wanting to give back something that you have to. Great. Thank you, V.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see. It looks like Ahmed maybe is not here anymore. Let's go on. Gina, will you read yours?
Yes, I must fork over to Mary the dress she loaned to me because she's going to go to a party and she asked me to hand it over.
Very nice. Good. Another great situation. Forking over something we've borrowed. Something sounds a little strange about the to Mary. I think we would say I must fork over the dress Mary loaned me.
Mhm.
I think that's how we'd say that it was hers. Good, because she is going to a party and she asked me to hand it over. Great, good example. Awesome. All right, moving right along. Ken.
Okay, many people are forking over consumer tax that was rising from 5% to 8% recently.
Good, good. All right. Great use of the idiom, are forking over, so they are paying tax that they are not happy about because it has risen.
Has risen.
Yeah, there we go. Great example. Taxes are definitely something people fork over. We aren't happy about handing that money over usually. Very good. And last but not least, Anna Carolina.
I think it's unfair to have a happy hour every week on my job. I feel they don't even like me and they say that I have to go. It is just because they make me fork over some bucks. Why should I have to pay to stay longer there, listening to my picky boss? She acts bipolar and is off her rocky. She covers everyone's eyes with wool by smiling, while she wants to harm everyone. She is a wolf in sheepskin. I'd rather go home, to be honest.
Excellent. Great. So tons of idioms in here, lots of bonus ones for us. Let's look at them really quick. I think it is unfair to have a happy hour every week at my job. I feel they don't even like me and they say that I have to go. It's because they make me fork over some bucks. Good. So here's our idiom. Fork over some bucks. So fork over money. Yep. So they make you help pay for happy hour. Why should I have to pay to stay longer there? Listening to my picky boss. She acts bipolar and is off her rocker. Good. This is a great idiom. That means crazy. If you're off your rocker, this is a rocker. Oh, excuse me. Rocking chair. A rocker is a rocking chair, like a grandmother might sit in. So if you're off your rocker, you're crazy, like an old grandmother. Really fun idiom. She covers everyone's eyes with wool by smiling while she wants to harm everyone. This we would say she pulls the wool over everyone's eyes by smiling. Great, really great idiom. We always use the verb pull with it. So another great bonus idiom. And last, she's a wolf in sheep's skin. Another great idiom. We can also say sheep's clothing. Both are good. All right, so lots of idioms in there. Very nice, Anna Carolina. All right, I hate to rush. Does anyone have any questions about any of the examples today? All right, well then we are going to stop there. Now I can go put my contacts in. I really don't like wearing my glasses. I feel like a slob.
No, I think you look smart.
Well, thank you, thank you. All right, so that's it for today. I hope you learned some new idioms and you can use them later on in your speaking or writing. And this is an ongoing class, so if you enjoyed it, please look in the future and join us again next time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. It's good to see you all again as well.
Yeah, good to see you again.
All
Bye.
right. Bye, bye everyone.